Hey folks, Quilly18 here. Welcome to another episode of Let's Play EU4. Sweden kills everyone. Yeah, along with France. My attack dog. So we're busy sieging all of Spain, and by all of Spain, I mean all of like the Iberian Spain. It doesn't include, say, Spain, or I don't know, there's probably more bits of Spain over here. Actually, it looks like Africa is relatively untouched. Bit of Portugal there, quite a bit of Portugal. They're mostly, everyone's focusing over here. France has got some overseas colonies. We got some more Spain there, which is being sieged by France. That's very interesting. Counts as being occupied by France. I don't think I'm going to give them anything. Because while having France as a buddy is proving to be handy right now, I don't think I want them to become a powerhouse. I think that would be a bad idea. We do have call for peace right now, which is going to increase our war exhaustion relatively quickly. But we're not quite at critical levels yet. And I don't have the Diplo points to really reduce those costs. Or to reduce the war exhaustion quite yet. We're going to try to get a little bit more damage on Spain, because I would really like to grab Andalusia. And I'm not convinced that we're going to do that much here, but maybe we could send a merchant here and start collecting from trade in Seville. We're going to have a little bit of a bite of it. We have a port here. We could just send privateers. We'll have to figure it out. We no longer have a claim on Lubeck, which is fine, or Bremen. We don't have a CB on the Hansa, which is fine. Utrecht just entered a coalition against us. That's interesting. Of course, the coalition against us is going to be a bit weaker now with the fact that we're going to have a truce with England and Spain. Spain's coalition entry was particularly dangerous. Russia is not in a coalition right now because we do have a truce for another 6 years. Certainly, they will rejoin at some point, but now's not the time to worry about that. There we go. We're arriving here, just getting out of the hot zone as much as possible. I think what I'll do, I'm going to go ahead and detach these mercs. Yeah, we don't have much in the way of troops, but I do have some backup manpower. I don't expect another war to break out right now, so we'll go ahead, just finish a couple more sieges, sue for peace. They're still not willing to give me... Oh, that was releasing a bunch of stuff. What if I just ask for Andalusia? Andalusia, they're now willing to give. And you know what would be really good? War reparations, because they are wealthy. Hitting them up just for Andalusia and war reparations would be massive improvement of our position. Yeah, taking Andalusia does give more aggressive expansion, though, which I do have to consider, especially since I don't have much admin points for coring. If I want London... No, I don't need to take London, because I can just vassalize England. We will take the Diplo power, please and thank you. Got the siege of Gibraltar is done, which is nice. We're going to move these troops back here as well. Okay. So what do we do with Friesland? How long does these stupid events last? Should we just give it up? I'm starting to get kind of annoyed. I mean, to be honest. Friesland isn't, doesn't have a trade node. I'm starting to not care about Friesland. It's really inconvenient for us right now. What we're going to have to do is kick Netherlands' ass properly. I'm just going to give it up. You know what? After all those times, fuck it. I don't care. I'm just in that kind of mood right now. I literally could not give a crap. And it's starting to annoy me. That's it. I don't think it's a good game decision. In fact, I think it's a very poor game decision. I really couldn't care less. Hey, we got Cantabria now too. Groovy. We're actually not blockading anything at all on this coast, which is nice. We'll go ahead and just dock over here for now. We still have our blockades going on in the south. Oops, that was a pop-up that I clicked away accidentally. How's our exhaustion? It is starting to go up a little bit faster, because we're now getting 0.08 per month on the Siege of Granada. All right. So, if I sue for peace, what's with Spain? This is all stuff that would become part of France. So, those are the overseas things, which I don't really have any desire to do necessarily. And then war reparations. Do you have any treaties? Well, you could have treaties with England, which isn't going to be relevant in a second. You actually have treaties with France? You have military access with France while you're at war with France. How does that work? Kill your alliance with Russia, actually. That would be really good. How far are we from being able to make this work? It is quite a bit above the, minus 100 for the war score thing. I guess we gotta hold out a little bit longer. I want war reparations, I want this province, and I want them to cancel their alliance with Russia. Because otherwise, if I declare on Russia, Spain will be able to come back into a war with me. Which might not be so bad since they don't have a navy anymore because someone sunk it. Well, half of that credit goes to France, but I'll take the other half. Oh, we did lose Girona to the rebels. Which hurts our war score a scooch, but not really that much. we're really concerned, we could go back and kick the rebels' butts and re-siege that. But I don't feel like I'm in any kind of hurry for it. Go away. Go away. Decent army composition. Verona is in the mountains, though, which means a battle there would be very, very painful. I don't think it's going to be necessary. We'll finish the last couple of sieges, which are almost done, and then we'll take whatever we can. If we can't break up Spain and Russia, I think taking the war reparations will still be better than breaking up the Spain-Russian alliance. Spain shouldn't be able to... If Russia declares on me, Spain shouldn't be able to jump in, because it'd be an offensive call. But if I declare on Russia, then Spain can jump in. And the thing is, right now, with my manpower and different things, we're not really in a position to declare on Russia. That may not stop me. God knows. But there you have it. Okay, so how are we looking now? Okay, war score. Now, we don't have any ticking with Spain. It's a bit of an issue. We've got some blockades over there. We could do it a little bit more blockade against Spain and see what that could do for us. The length of war modifier will be reduced in time as well. All right, tell you what. Rather than do that, I'm going to go ahead and not annul the treaty with Russia. It's going to be fine. They'll take that, and we can actually ask them for some. There we go. So, we get Andalusia, which will be impossible for us to defend. And technically, Spain can declare that to be a war goal, which wouldn't surprise me. We'll have to give it a high degree of autonomy for a very long time. Maybe it's a stupid choice. Maybe we should grab stuff along this border instead. Could have even landed in Africa and just demand some of that stuff. No, it's fine. We'll take it. It'll be a long-term investment. It also gives us a port over on this side that we can use to further our blockades in the future. And we get war reparations, which I think is going to be worth a frack ton of money. Costs us 50 Diplo points to negotiate. That sounds manageable. And it's just for themselves. Send demands. Bam. Okay. Now, yes, we'll send you over here. Andalusia, we will go ahead and increase. Your unrest isn't too bad, but it probably will become worse. Just in case, though, I want to play it super safe. I'm going to increase your autonomy. I don't care that the province isn't doing much for us right now. I'm going to take my entire fleet. I'm going to group them up over here. Then, since we do have the call for peace, we got to go and peace out England right away. And, boom. You're going to be my vassal. I don't see anything else we have to do. Can't stack with forced religion, which is too bad. We could just ask him for a little bit of money, which I suppose sounds fine. I don't think we need to grab any cores. Let's do it that way. I mean, before I put that in, what's my relationships like? They're relatively high, but not unmanageable. I think this is the best way of doing it, especially since we are low on admin power. So, England is a vassal. I don't remember what that does for the lesser things. Will that transfer Newfoundland to me? So Newfoundland is independent as a result of that. I don't suppose... Oops. Oh, we have a truce with them. Really? How odd. I guess it makes sense. We were in a war with them. We can't rival them. I think it makes sense to rival Spain at this point. They're going to hate me anyway. Do that. Good stuff. We've got most of our troop. They're black flagged in France, really? I find that relatively odd. I suppose I can just walk my troops home then, since they're just black flagged. Walk them over here, and I take my entire fleet, have them meet up. Skana, which has got a repair facility. Actually, I think, do we have a repair facility in Kent? I'm pretty sure we do. Yeah. And do that. My entire navy. Good. Meet up there. We'll redistribute things. Lovely. Let's go ahead and start improving relations with England right away. It will take a while to get them to be vaguely okay with us. Just wait until the 30th of October. Cleansing the heresy against Canada. Burn the heretics! Yes, burn those Canadian heretics. Where's Canada? Oh! That's interesting. So, an independent Newfoundland, which was a colonial government, became Canada as a kingdom. Well, you know I have to own these guys. So we're going to do that. I don't really need any CBs, but just to facilitate core construction, I'm going to go ahead and fabricate a claim on Stadacona to make life easier. Show Elan. Sweden gets full Elan until 5 years. 15% morale of the armies. Well, that's not really going to help us while we're at peace. But I mean, yay, cool. Need 2 more points before we can core Andalusia. Definitely work on that. Black flag, just waiting for the end of the month. We'll start the coring process. Boop. Go. Now, currently making 16 bucks a month. We got a whole bunch of extra cash from our peace deals. We have the manpower. Should I just dump all my mercs as is? I think that's probably a great idea. Dump the mercs, instantly rebuild our actual army. And then with the money we have left over, we'll build various things. So, I should have a template. Yeah, basic template over there. We'll have one meet us there, and we'll have another one meet us here. Hopefully, well, it doubles up, but that's okay. There we go. We're still above our 1/4 manpower, which is important to not have a peasants' war. Not that those things happen suddenly and without warning anymore. The big thing is, after we rebuild this army, is I will want to buff our fleets. So we're going to break off our lights over here. Nope, lights. There we go. And I'm thinking, if we privateer mission the Seville node, I think that might be one of the biggest money makers we can make. I'm still not sure exactly how this shit works. Now, we do have trade power in Seville, so it might seem a little redundant, but we don't really, because of the high autonomy over here. I don't think we actually have a tremendous amount of influence. I think it makes a lot more sense for us to just steal from this trade node. So we'll see exactly what that does, because I'm not 100% sure. I'm also going to go ahead and mothball this fleet, which should be okay. There we go. England. Aggressive expansion, pretty high. It does burn off at 4 per year, which isn't bad. We have a lot of vassals to soak, so we're not going to be in a hurry to soak England, even though, like, it was going to be nice to just get London, but London would have been very expensive to core. This will be a lot cheaper to do it this way, I think. And it's fine. We didn't have the admin power, so what the hell, right? I'm going to leave the mercs I have left for now, because we don't have much in an army. And yeah, once again, we're doing an era of peace. Russia declared war on Kazan. All right, good. I'm happy it wasn't me. They wanted to go somewhere. We could... Diplo rep guy. Making 38 per month. So the level 3 Diplo rep guy, while he would be very expensive, is technically affordable. And honestly, the extra Diplo points wouldn't hurt. If I do this, we'll dramatically increase the rate at which we soak Scotland. I was going to say, we'll also increase the rate at which we get diplomatic ideas. Not really, because the extra points will simply go towards soaking Scotland that much faster. That's 3 per month. So now we'll get them in just 11 years from now. And considering how big Scotland is, that's actually a really, really, really good rate. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that. And yeah, so our Diplo rep is 2.3, which is pretty good. Sure, Kazan, you can have military access. I'm not going to see how it's going to be relevant. But what the hell? Various armies. We're going to get a bunch of those pop-ups. I could go and drop the army maintenance. I do like the fact that army maintenance now, if it's lowered, decreases the amount of rebel suppression you've got going on, which of course makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. It's kind of a gamey thing before. It would be nice, however, if you could mothball armies, so that you can just have one army that is fully reinforced, fully maintained, that is there for rebel suppression, while the rest of your fighting forces might be able to have a bit of a holiday. Save you some cash. That would be beautiful. So yeah, see, right now, we'd be sitting around with, like, tons of overextension from London that we couldn't really soak. And considering, like, Andalusia is worth 32, I don't know what the overextension from London would have been, but it would have been huge because the tax base. So I'm going to be okay with this. The autonomy decreased has gone away. That's nice. That means we actually just burned off a whole bunch of, I don't know, like, unrest. That's the word I'm looking for. Words. How do you word? Don't know. Wording is hard, you guys. Manpower is there. Right now, what's our force limit sitting at? 50 of 89, which isn't great, although a few extra units are still coming online. I don't think I'm going to build any more units right now, just because the manpower, we don't have an unlimited pool. So, the fleet one is I'm much more interested in. And it looks like what I could do is a couple of That's a lot of text. Religious unity with Austria, becoming Catholic. All right. A couple of sets of light ships. I'm just going to make one for now, just so I don't spend all of my money. But I'm definitely interested in a lot more of a trade fleet. Oh, and here's the thing. I should be able to take a look at what's going on over here. So the privateers are taking 15% of the trade. Following countries are sending ships on privateer missions. I guess that's 138 trade power worth of stuff. So if we take a look over here and we look at spoils of war, we're making 2.26 gold from our privateers, which strikes me as pretty good, considering right now our trade is only 15%. Now, of course, our trade is only 15% because we no longer have ships in the Lubeck node, which is actually where we're collecting our trade. So we want to do something about that, but we're building some new ships, so hopefully it'll be okay. So development of veneering, boats, something, something, something. Better, all right, whatever. Something, something, cabinets, furniture, yada, yada, yada. Okay, armies assembling here in Smolensk. And yeah, mostly just sitting tight. We'll definitely want to build a few buildings. We don't have to rush into it. Probably more military buildings since we're so far ahead in military tech. In fact, given that, it might be worthwhile for me to go ahead and gain the Conquest CB against Canada. They hold provinces we have claims on. Excellent. I can't die. Boom, boom, and boom. That's fine. 21, 21, 21. That's okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop spending some money there. But it's a good way to burn a few extra military points, since we're so far ahead of time in military tech. Certainly, we'll have to take a military idea soon, just because things are going well there. We have 2 more leaders than we should. So, okay, we don't need our admiral anymore. We needed a kind of any admiral will do at first, just because we had to win 1 naval battle and it was better than nothing, but now we can kick you, save a few points. Of these generals, I'm not sure who we want to give up. This guy's worth 7 points, 9, only 6 points, but he's got a lot of maneuver and a little bit of siege, so I think we're going to kick Sigvard over here. I gotta say, they're all pretty goddamn good generals, but oh, it's tempting to keep him around. I have a really high army tradition, though. Need be, we can resummon it. Yeah, okay, it'll take 50 months to earn enough military power from kicking that general to make it worth just hiring another one. But I don't know, we'll be all right. Don't like seeing the yellow numbers. Makes me unhappy. Certainly kicking the admiral was the right decision, no doubt about it. So we are, you know, a little high on our relations here. We're at 8 of 6 now. Oh, here's one thing I could do is I could marry England. Merry old England. Jolly old England, one of those. Portugal is rivaling me. Good for them. Hamburg, I can't marry. The Hunts, I can't marry. No. Didn't the Hunts change to a government type? I got a merchant republic, never mind. And Hamburg is a bishopric, so I can't marry them. And that is good. Okay. I could try to core 2 things at once. Or annex 2 things at once. Might not be a bad idea. Hey, this idea is not terribly important, but continuing to go up this chart is really, really, really good. So I think we'll do that. We're not losing Diplo points right now, despite the fact that we're annexing. And yeah, if we double annex, then what'll happen is so if we get something small, we'll get that recently annexed thing, which drops our diplomatic reputation. Now, it won't drop it so low that it'll stop annexing Scotland, but we'll be annexing it a lot slower. That being said, we'll have freed up one of our diplomatic relations, which will ultimately save us points. So I think I actually am going to start annexing a second set of dudes. And in particular, can I annex the Hansa? I can. I would really, really love to do that. It'll only take 6 years. That would make me exceptionally happy if we go ahead and eat the Hansa, because then I'll get the Lubeck trade node, or the Lubeck province, which is a huge trading power, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, important center of trade. And the Lubeck Krantor. 5% more trade efficiency? Holy crap. 10% more national trade income modifier? And cheaper diplo cost? Yeah. Owning Lubeck is going to be stupendously good. Well worth it. I really don't want to go to war with Scotland. Whether they're colonizing or not, it's totally okay. Once we eat them, all this stuff is going to become mine. So that's good. Unlike Canada, which became independence when I vassalized England. Because these colonies, I think, were formed after I vassalized Scotland, then the colonies should transfer over to me when I just actually eat them completely, integrate them, whatever the right terms are. I like eat. Nom nom nom. Sorry, it's a holiday dinner tonight, so I've got like turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes on the brain and cranberries. Brandenburg coalition me. It's fine. Yeah, we're mostly just gonna sit right now. I mean, we don't really have the points to eat anything. Like, you know, we don't have the points to core more stuff. We've got a lot of AE. We don't have unlimited manpower right now. Either way, we lose the stability, right? I get narrow-mindedness, which makes our tech more expensive. Or we can make the tech cheaper. Now, either way, this is only for 10 years. I'm not sure. Other than admin tech, we're not really in a position to tech up that much, and it might help to have the missionary strength. Because some of these things are kind of brutal. I'm going to go ahead and take the narrow-mindedness right now, even though it's a little nutty, which I realize. I don't like losing the stability, and in particular, I'm going to want to go ahead and I'll boost it now. It's only 76, which is good. I like being at +1. Austria's coalition me, not a surprise. I mean, a lot of these were people who were in coalitions before, and are just now, as truces are wearing off, are re-coalitioning me. I'm going to go ahead and pull back with my troops. We'll go to fine. It's nice and safe. And then what we can do is I can just stand on all the islands. There we go. And on the islands, and we can reinforce. Maybe we can bait them into attacking me on the island. That would be really nice. Tell you what, I'll split this stack in half and then send them over there. Yay, converted Oxfordshire. Although you'll note, still not in a position to convert Kent or Wessex because they currently have the zealotry from being recently converted. What we need to do is eat England and then convert London, which is the center of Protestantism. Then all that problem will just go away completely. Hey, Scotland, are you going to take care of those peasants? Hopefully. Hopefully. So these guys are just my transports and my heavies, which are mothballed. The trade fleet is... Oh yeah, my new trade fleet. Didn't I build 9 of them? Oh, there's the 9th one right there. They actually haven't been sitting idle for a very long time. I'll have you work the Lubeck trade node for now, which should increase our effectiveness a little bit more. We actually might get to the point where we have 100% of this trade node at some point. Now, people might still challenge us with ships. That's entirely possible. But it is possible we'll get a huge domination there, and we actually won't need to build a lot of the trade buildings. And it'll free up our ships to do more pirating over here. Really? How are we getting attritioned over here? We have... Is it because it's not cored? So if we go here, I bet you the attrition goes away, but it doesn't actually increase our naval range until it's cored. Forget about that. Just dock for now. We'll repair, and then we're going to put you back on pirateering duty. It'll be really nice once this is done. Morocco has a claim. Really, Morocco? Are you owned by anyone? No, you're independent. Now, I don't think you'll declare war on me, friend Lucia. If anything, it'll be Spain. In a subsequent war, it might be worth having Spain release their core on this tile here, especially if I don't want if I don't have the admin points, or I don't want the aggressive expansion or something like that. It becomes kind of a viable thing just to like get them to not have a good war goal against me. They'll probably still have claims. They're still going to have the diplomatic thing if they want that territory because it would be good for them. But they get a little less justification, which is nice. So Scotland, still working on it. 10 more years, and actually we eat Scotland. Now that'll be a little slower because as soon as we're done the Hansa, which is going to happen in Aught 2, then we will no longer be using 3 Diplo points per month eating them. And right now, it is worth pointing out, we are using 6 Diplo points per month to do the annexation. But that's fine. That just means it's happening faster. And then it's just going to go to 1 over. So we're not going to add up a whole lot of Diplo points for a while, but it's fine. We're still netting 1. And then, of course, we're going to free up some relationships. I'm still okay with that. Let's go up to speed 4. And actually, I think this might be a good place for us to put in a cut. Things are stable. Sweden is growing. Our strength is good. If anyone does want to declare a coalition war against us, I think we'll be fine. Is Russia... We have... Oh, we do have a truce. That's right. 3 more years. And I'm sure Russia will join in the coalition again. Although, the aggressive expansion with Russia is going to go away relatively soon, which is cool. If we get the next diplomatic idea right here, which is not going to happen very quickly because we're only earning 1 point per month right now, that aggressive expansion will burn away that much faster. And then eventually it'd be nice to get experienced diplomats for, say, making vassalizing easier. I'm sure we're always going to have plenty of vassals to eat as we continue to expand, so the diplomatic tree, or idea group, is going to be very, very, very worthwhile. Yeah, the ability to break royal marriages at will is also kind of a handy thing to have. You can do this without being like a papal controller, which is kind of sexy. And yeah, the big thing will be we'll get another military idea at some point. probably either quality, which is never bad. I'm quite keen on defensive ideas quite often as well. Especially with such a broad territory where people might attack us from different angles. By having the +1 attrition everywhere, it means like if we're fighting here and Russia's in the war and they're sitting in all my territory getting mega attrition, which is only going to be 10 times worse in the winter, it's kind of a sexy thing. Also the bonus morale. Don't get me wrong, bonus discipline is pretty fracking strong, especially since we found out that higher discipline gives you more tactics as well, which makes, what do you get discipline from? Is it, yeah, quality ideas. It's only 5%. Not game breaking, although there's a lot of really good stuff all throughout here. So we'll see. We'll make a decision down the road. Till then, see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.